The greatest weapons of the galaxy were not the plasma cannons of the Draxian Empire, nor the gravity bombs of the Centauri Coalition. They were the Hydro weapons, ancient devices created by a civilization that had vanished eons ago, leaving behind artifacts of terrifying power. Entire star systems could be erased, planets could be cracked open like eggs, and space-time itself could be warped by these mysterious blue glowing devices. For centuries, every spacefaring species lived in fear of these weapons. The mere rumor of a Hydro weapon could spark interstellar conflicts as empires raced to secure them. Billions had died in wars over their control. The weapons were so complex, so alien in their design that no species had ever fully mastered them. Those who attempted to use them often destroyed themselves in the process. Another convoy destroyed. Admiral Jones sighed, reviewing the reports. The human-led alliance had lost 3 warships protecting scientists, studying a Hydro cache. That's the 3rd this month. The Vrexians are getting bolder. His second-in-command, Commander Reed, replied. They think if they seize enough hydrotech, they can finally figure out how to use it properly. The Alliance headquarters on Earth was a fortress of anxiety. Humanity had only joined the galactic community 2 centuries ago, and already they were caught in the eternal struggle for the Hydro weapons. Unlike many other species, humans approached the weapons with extreme caution, preferring to study rather than deploy them. "What's the status of Outpost 7?" Jones asked. Reed's face darkened, compromised. The Vrexians breached the outer defenses. All personnel evacuated except, she paused, except the Thompson family. They were in the inner research dome with their children when the attack happened. Jones slammed his fist on the table. Civilians. I told the science division no families near Hydro research. How many children? 2, Tom and Lisa, ages 8 and 6. While the adults argued in distant command centers, those 2 children found themselves alone in the most dangerous place in the galaxy. Tom held his little sister's hand as they wandered through the abandoned research facility. Their parents had told them to hide in the panic room, but Lisa's asthma inhaler was in their quarters. When they returned to the panic room, the door was sealed. Their parents must have assumed they were still inside when the emergency protocols activated. Are Mom and Dad going to be okay? Lisa whispered, clutching her inhaler. Sure they will, Tom said with false confidence. Dad always says the evacuation ships are super fast. A distant boom shook the facility. The Vrexians were getting closer. We need a better hiding place, Tom decided, pulling his sister toward the one place they were absolutely forbidden to go, the Hydro chamber. Unlike the adults who approached the weapons with fear and reverence, the children simply saw a room full of interesting blue objects. Tom pulled Lisa inside and sealed the door behind them. Wow, Lisa breathed, looking at the softly glowing devices. They were surprisingly beautiful, crystalline structures that seemed to contain miniature oceans within them, currents and waves moving in perfect harmony. Don't touch anything, Tom warned. But as he spoke, the nearest device began to pulse, responding to their presence. Throughout the centuries, the greatest minds in the galaxy had attempted to decode the Hydro weapons with complex mathematics and advanced technology. No one had ever considered that the weapons might respond to something else entirely. The device nearest to Lisa began to emit a soft melody. She giggled and stepped closer. Lisa, don't, Tom began, but stopped as he noticed something extraordinary. The device wasn't powering up to destroy, it was transforming. The blue liquid inside rearranged itself into tiny figures that looked almost like children playing. It's making music, Tom. Lisa stretched out her hand, and instead of the catastrophic reaction that would have occurred had any adult scientist done the same, the device gently floated toward her palm. Outside, the Vrexian assault force breached the final door. Captain Vrek, leading the raid, was certain this would be the day his species finally acquired functional hydrotechnology. His soldiers stormed down the corridor toward the Hydro chamber. As the door to the chamber burst open, the Vrexians froze in horror at what they saw. 2 human children surrounded by activated Hydro devices, yet completely unharmed. One device floated above the little girl's palm, projecting holographic images of stars and planets. Stop! Vrek commanded his troops, who had raised their weapons. Don't shoot. Tom stood protectively in front of his sister. Don't come any closer. These are ours. What happened next would change galactic history forever. The Hydra devices, responding to the children's protective emotions, created a barrier between them and the aliens. Not a destructive force field, but a translucent interface. And through this interface, images appeared, children of the long-vanished creators playing with what the galaxy had feared as weapons. The truth revealed itself in that moment. The Hydra technology had never been weapons at all, but educational tools designed for the children of their creators. Toys that contained the knowledge of an advanced civilization, waiting for minds innocent enough to approach them without fear or greed. The Rexians lowered their weapons in astonishment. Within hours, the news spread across the galaxy. Hydro technology responded only to children and only for peaceful purposes. The devices that empires had fought over for centuries were useless as weapons. 2 weeks later, Admiral Jones watched as Lisa Thompson demonstrated how the Hydro device could create miniature ecosystems, teaching children about biological principles through play. Representatives from 27 species looked on in wonder. All this time, Commander Reed murmured, "We were approaching them wrong." Jones nodded. The most advanced civilization in known history designed their legacy not for warriors or scientists, but for children. They weren't trying to leave behind weapons. They were trying to leave behind knowledge and hope. The Great Hydra Wars ended not with apocalyptic destruction, but with a children's classroom, and humanity, with its willingness to include families even in research outposts, had unwittingly discovered what centuries of military might could not, the true power of letting children lead the way.